right? Listen to this. Today I've got 3 massive Celtic stories for you, and trust me, the last one is the one you canny miss. We're talking a goal machine refusing to play for his club, bonkers chat about Jamie Vardy coming to paradise, and a transfer decision that's got folks saying, we'll regret it big time. Stick with me right to the end, smash that subscribe button, and let's make sure every Celtic fan sees this before the Rangers lot start greeting about it. Right, let me tell you this one, because it's the kind of story that could only happen in football. Over in Romania, Louis Munteanu, the lad who rattled in 25 goals last season for Cluj, has basically downed tools. Official line, injury. Real story, he's raging over not getting 200,000 euros that were promised in his contract. Classic, isn't it? Club says one thing, player says another, but from the look of it, he's had enough. Now, here's where it gets interesting for Celtic. A player like that, under contract until 2028, should cost a fortune. But when he's refusing to play, when the dressing room's fractured, and when the club are basically being told sell him now or lose him for pennies later, that's when a team like ours swoops in. That's when we can strike a bargain. Imagine adding a proven goal scorer like Munteanu to the Parkhead forward line for a cut price fee. And let's be honest, Cluj can talk all they want about injuries, but if a boy is refusing to play over money, that's a ticking time bomb. They either cash in or watch his value nosedive faster than a Rangers European campaign. Here's what I'm thinking though, and I want you to be honest with me on this one. If you were in charge at Celtic, would you actually go for Munteanu now, knowing he's had a pay dispute with his club? Or do you reckon we're better off steering clear of a player who's already proven he's willing to sit out if he doesn't get what he wants? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's loudy till we hit 500 mad Celtic daffs. You know what? This whole Jamie Vardy chat feels like pure nonsense, doesn't it? Look, the man had his glory days. Leicester, the Premier League fairy tale, goals galore. But he's turning 39 in January. 39. At that age, most strikers are either coaching kids or playing five-a-sides down the leisure centre, not leading the line at Paradise. Folk keep trying to link him with Brendan because of their Leicester days. But let's be real, if Vardy was still anywhere near his old self, some English Championship side would have snapped him up weeks ago. The fact he's still sitting there as a free agent tells you everything. Either he's demanding a final big payday, or clubs just don't believe he's got the legs anymore, and if they don't fancy him, why should Celtic? We've just pocketed 10 million quid from Kyogo going to Rennes. It stings losing a boy who could find the net for fun, but if the board even think about replacing him with a nearly 40-year-old who's more interested in his last big wage than banging in goals, that's a slap in the face to every single fan inside Parkhead. So here's my question for you, and I want you to be honest, because this one could split opinion. Would you actually take Jamie Vardy at Celtic, even on a short deal, just for the name and the experience? Or do you think that bringing him in would be as daft as the Rangers still thinking they'll win a European trophy in our lifetime? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it loldy till we hit 500 mad Celtic dafts. Here we go again, eh? Another pundit piping up, telling Celtic what we should have done in the transfer window. This time it's Lee Hendry banging on about Richard Cohn, saying we'll regret not snapping him up. Honestly, I've heard scarier predictions from the weatherman on STV. Now look, Cohn's a decent young striker, full of pace, full of hunger, but let's no kid ourselves. QPR and Swansea were in for him because they can give him game time every week. At Celtic, he'd be battling for minutes in a squad where Brendan demands quality and consistency. You don't just walk into paradise, you earn it. And if the lad wants a guaranteed starting spot, he's probably better off down there in the Championship. That said, I can see the argument. 21 years old raw talent could have been molded into something special under Brendan's eye. And if he bangs in goals for fun at QPR while we're sitting here scratching our heads in January needing another striker, folk will be saying, told you so. But here's the real point. Celtic don't buy players just to keep pundits happy. We're not here to gamble on every prospect that comes along. We're building a squad for Europe, for trophies, for dominance, not for Sky Sports soundbites. And let's be honest, half the time these English pundits just love having a dig at us because we don't spend money like it's monopoly cash. So let me throw this straight at you. Do you think Celtic bottled it by not going all in on Cone? Or do you trust that Brendan and the board know what they're doing, even if it means missing out on the odd young talent? Because if you ask me, I'd rather see us land the right player than end up with another overhyped name sitting on the bench collecting wages, a bit like some players across the city, eh? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant Leody till we hit 500 mad Celtic dafts.